Good afternoon, everyone. Breaking news in the murder of Maine paddle boarder Sunshine Stewart. There has been an arrest. Um, it's all of the details are not out, but ABC News is reporting that, and News 10 Boston, a 17-year-old male has been arrested in connection with the investigation into the murder of Maine paddleboarder Sunshine Stewart. Maine State Police said in a press release Thursday that the teen was arrested without incident around 10:30 p.m. Wednesday in Union. He was taken to the Long Creek Youth Development Center in South Portland. Police said the arrest is the result of relentless investigative work by state police detectives and investigators. The teen's name has not been released as of yet, and state police did not say what charges he faces. The victim, 48-year-old Sunshine Stewart of Tennant's Harbor, was located during a search of Crawford Pond on July 3rd after she failed to return from a solo paddleboarding trip the night before. State police said that the chief medical examiner's office confirmed her cause of death was strangulation and blunt force trauma. Stewart lived about a half hour from the pond, a popular summer destination about 15 miles from the scenic coastal areas of the state's mid-coast region. The pond is approximately 600 acres and does not have public access outside of Micmac Cove campground where Stewart had been staying. Loved ones of Stewart, who is known as Sonny to friends, launched a GoFundMe page in her honor in the wake of death. The page states that the arrangements and memorial service dates were still determined. The page has raised over $33,000. Now, this is actually breaking, so that there's not a hell of a lot of news. What they did release, what the cause of death was, blunt force trauma and strangulation. So we don't know anything about the name of this individual. We don't know anything about the motive of this individual. What we do know is that her paddleboard was discovered, and so was her body, based on a canvas with a drone, an aerial canvas of a drone. And apparently, this person, this 17-year-old person that's being charged with her murder, was not a stranger to this area. He comes every year to this location with his family, allegedly. So when we spoke about the investigation in the beginning of this case, we said what was going to be needed was an extensive canvas. And apparently that is what the Maine State Police did. And making an arrest this quickly and keeping all of the investigatory information silent was a real sort of a tip to their investigation that it was necessary. And look, they wound up making an arrest very quickly in a case like this. And there was conjecture, a lot of conjecture. Was this a stranger? Was this someone who was known to her? And now they have an unknown 17-year-old male in custody for this case, arrested at around 10:30 at night last night, Wednesday night. Outstanding job by the Maine State Police. I'm going to play this. This is from WMTW breaking news, and this was initially, information from this was initially garnered by ABC News.
Now confirmed from Maine State Police that an arrest has been made in the killing of Sunshine Stewart.
Police say the suspect is a 17-year-old boy from Maine. He was arrested around 10:30 last night in Union. He has been taken to Long Creek Correctional Facility. Sources tell ABC News that suspect goes to the area of Crawford Pond in Union often to spend summer vacation with his family.
We are also now learning for the first time the cause of death is strangulation and blunt force trauma. We've obviously been following this very closely since late last month. Stewart was last seen when she went out paddleboarding on the evening of July 2nd. forgive me, we've been covering it since her remains were found early that next morning around 1 a.m. We have been hearing, though, from good friends of hers that were staying with Sunshine at the end of June when they first arrived there and were staying at her home at the time that they learned that she had died. So difficult to learn this information for our friends and family. And for many of them, just within the last 10, 15 minutes, they are now finding out that an arrest has been made.
Yeah, and this information comes as people in the Union area have been struggling for information from police. They've been reaching out for weeks now, asking for more information, asking if the public is safe. And police have kept details very close to the chest. We have spoken with experts who say that was a strategic move on the part of state police because of the nature of this investigation. So again, we are now learning that a minor has been arrested in this case, a 17-year-old who's been taken to Long Creek Correctional Facility. The medical examiner telling the state police saying that the cause of death here for Sunshine Stewart, strangulation and blunt force trauma.
I want to share a quick quote with you provided to Maine Total Coverage by a good friend of Sunshine Stewart. Just through text, we were letting her know that we did receive confirmation from Maine State Police that a suspect has been arrested in this case. A mix of elation and grief is what we are told. We have heard from friends who knew her well, and their focus throughout all of this was trying to keep who Sunshine was as a person really at the forefront of this conversation. Obviously, they understand that there is a national interest in this case, but they have wanted to share with everybody the kind of person that she was. They admired her strength, lived different places all over the world, and was welcoming to friends and family, inviting others into her home, worked in the lobster industry and the construction field. She had family that was planning to spend the 4th of July holiday with her at the campground there in Union. Obviously, that never materialized. Some other friends were staying at her home just about 30 minutes inland at the time that this happened. So Maine Total Coverage right now, we are reaching out to both friends and family to get their reaction. Also, we know the people that live in the area of Crawford Pond and have been vacationing there. This is something which has really worried locals.
Yeah.
Some people have told us that in recent days, this is really all that anybody is talking about. And so at least for some, if there's any silver lining here, the suspect has now been taken into custody. So some peace of mind, at least as it comes to safety there.
Yeah, we do have several crews that are on the way up there right now as well, to our Jackie Mundry, almost to the area as we speak. Now, again, this is the first time that we're hearing from state police on this case in about 2 weeks. What they have not yet said is what charges are being brought. We do now have the cause of death as released by the medical examiner, but no charges so far for this minor whose name has not been given. He is a 17-year-old as well. So we will continue to press police for more details.
Maine Total Coverage can now confirm from
that breaking news: an arrest in the murder of Sunshine Stewart, a 17-year-old male. Everyone keeps saying he's a minor. I don't specifically know the law in regards to what age is a minor in Maine. However, if he's considered a minor being under 18, and I don't know if that's the case, surely this crime, a murder, would raise the level to have him charged as an adult. Some of the things we would be concerned with is whether or not, when the state police interviewed this 17-year-old, and as I said, I'm not sure whether he is considered a minor or not, did he have to be accompanied by a parent or a legal guardian when he was interviewed? But look, the Maine State Police did a fantastic job. This is just a horrific case. You know, here's this wonderful, amazing woman that was so accomplished, and someone took her life. You know, just unbelievable that someone just took her life for no reason that we know. We can't discern why someone would have taken her life, this beautiful woman, but obviously we'll find out what the motive is. But right now, this is breaking news. A 17-year-old unnamed male was arrested last night at about 10:30 by the Maine State Police, and he was charged with the murder of Sunshine Stewart. Again, we don't know specifically the charges that the Maine State Police are bringing against him. All we can say is they obviously did an outstanding job. This was some file tape from WMTW. This was when they were getting new information as of like yesterday.
Days before Sunshine Stewart is last seen alive, she's seen here, taking a longtime friend's daughter out on Crawford Pond.
It's haunting, to know that we were just there a few days before.
Rachel Blumenberg was visiting from Washington, D.C. She remembers Stewart as a force of nature, eager to share life's simple joys.
And she invites me out and she says, listen. And then we sit and we listen to the coyotes. And then all of a sudden, like an owl comes in and they're kind of singing their songs together.
Beginning Saturday the 29th, they stayed at Stewart's home in Tennant's Harbor. On Wednesday, Stewart headed back to her campsite in Union.
She was really excited for her sister and her nephews, to come up for the July 4th weekend.
Blumenberg says she sensed something was off returning to Stewart's home.
It was around 9:00 on Wednesday night, and the house was completely dark, and her dog was there, and she's very devoted to her dog. But after I messaged her and didn't hear back, just in the recesses of my mind, I thought, this is a little strange to not hear back. It's a little strange to have a completely dark house.
Blumenberg figured Stewart stayed at the camp. The following morning, they boarded a ferry for Monhegan Island.
I was trying to be like, it's okay. She's independent. She's, doing her thing. But I saw a message from another close friend who said, please call me. And so I did. And that's where the news began to unfold.
According to Maine State Police, Stewart's body was found early Thursday. An autopsy determined her death to be a homicide. Her cause of death has not been released, and there have been no arrests.
All I can say is I do imagine that she put up one hell of a fight. She was a fierce woman.
Blumenberg spoke with investigators. She's encouraging people in the area to share any material that could produce clues.
Everyone should take their,
So again, this was yesterday. This was before the horrible news. The good news now, as far as they made an arrest in the murder of Sunshine Stewart. So I just want to play this. This was some of her friends. Everyone now, at least the area, doesn't have to wonder if there's a monster out there. They caught the monster, and he's a 17-year-old, unnamed right now. Apparently, he comes to this area quite often with his family. We don't know anything about who he is yet, his name, but this was some file tape from yesterday.
Videos from that pond or over the weekend or leading up and zoom in on those photos, on those videos.
As investigators work to piece together what happened, Blumenberg says those who knew Stewart also want to focus on how she lived.
Again, that, quote of her being unapologetically alive. If everybody can dive deep into themselves and understand what that means, if anything comes from losing Sunny, that's the part that needs to grow in our society.
For Maine's Total Coverage.
So, to recap, folks, there has been an arrest in the murder of Sunshine Stewart. The Maine State Police made an arrest Wednesday night at about 10:30. The news is just breaking in the last hour or so about this. And as soon as I saw it, I came right on the air. I don't have a lot of information. I don't know for a fact that a 17-year-old in the state of Maine is considered a juvenile for a murder second degree. And if there was an underlying felony in this case, like what was the attack a sexual assault, then it could be a capital murder. So we don't know any of the information about the charges, but I would think in a case like this, he will be charged. He'll be charged as an adult. And I want to just take my hat off to the Maine State Police. They did an outstanding job. They really, I'm sure no one that was part of the Maine State Police major case unit that investigated this case from the beginning has had sleep in the past 2 weeks. And now the fruits of their labor are that a 17-year-old male has been arrested for the murder of Sunshine Stewart, this beautiful young woman, 48 years old, quite accomplished woman, a marine biologist, a bartender, a builder, a lobster boat captain. So a very much accomplished woman, and very sad, but let's give kudos to the state police. So folks, thank you so much for tuning in. As we get new information, I'll certainly cover more of this as we get more information from the Maine State Police. But until then, have a great day, everyone, and God bless.
One episode just ain't enough.